riding bikes with Harry Mack, and today we're checking out his bike, which he entirely made out of parts from AliExpress. There's such a big bag!
Hello! It's kind of like the challenge of building like an underdog bike, which I really like as well. Because everyone's like, don't do it, it's stupid, and that makes me want to do it more. So yeah, and it's kind of worked out. Everything is from AliExpress apart from the saddle, crankset, and bottle cages. Oh, and top cap. So it's a brand called Elves. I don't know if people call it Elves or Elves. It's spelled E-L-V-E-S. So Elves, Elves. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's a Chinese company, and it's a genuine brand that's like really big in Malaysia, and like most of Asia, like Philippines, it's massive over there. So it's like a well-trusted brand. In terms of AliExpress, it's an expensive AliExpress frame, but it's a cheap frame from our standards.
How much was the frame?
800 quid, I think. Just under 1,100 grams for an Aero 54cm frame. It's pretty good. It was more to do with like the colour that I really liked. I love the colour.
The paint job's actually well done as well.
Yes, but no. So they haven't clear coated the white bit, the white paint. So like this strip here, they haven't clear coated, which isn't good. So I'm gonna have to do that myself. Like what you're not paying for is like the finish quality of when you buy from AliExpress. So like the white bit hasn't been clear coated. The inside of the frame was a little bit tacky. There was a sharp piece of carbon coming up from the inside of the headset. I had to do that myself, but I'm okay doing that myself, but it's like you're just not paying for the finished quality of a frame from Specialized or whatever. Wheels are from AliExpress as well, which I've got recently. 82 on the back, 60 on the front. Very deep, very aero, very fast. The brakes, so I say I never buy fake stuff from AliExpress, which is mostly true, but I did, however, buy fake EE brakes from AliExpress.
So they're branded with a legitimate brand's name,
yeah,
but they're actually fake?
Yes.
Right, okay.
And the reason why I did that is because they had such good reviews, and people were saying they're machined so well, they're literally identical. They brake amazingly, and they're like 20 grams heavier than the original, just 20. So they're already 100 grams lighter than Dura-Ace, and they cost 100 quid versus 600. That's pretty nuts. For stuff that works exactly the same. Groupset, obviously Sensor Empire, so it costs, you're running that as well.
I'm running it, but I've got the 12-speed version. So you've got the rim brake 11-speed version.
Rim brake 11-speed version, yeah. I guess both are the same because they're just cable actuated brakes, so disc or rim, you're running the same kind of shifters. I've had mainly good things to say about it, but there's been a lot of like little things about it which haven't worked out. Things rattling loose a bit, you know, like the hoods are loose, they kind of came loose almost, you know, stuff like that. Just like loads of little things. The derailleur B screw isn't tight enough, not the B limit screw, but like the bit where it bolts onto the derailleur is loose, so like the derailleur like is at an angle a bit.
My one doesn't do that. So it goes to show how different the parts can be, depending on the batch you get. The QC isn't quite the same as, well, the QC is definitely not the same.
Yeah, there was a bit on your shifter, this bit that like stuck out and was, but like for me that doesn't happen. Yeah. So again, you're just not paying for a finished quality, but the stuff works great, and it's light and good, and I've won races on it already, so it's a good bike.
Balugo.
I don't know, it's an AliExpress, some weird AliExpress stem.
Carbon stem?
Yeah. The bolts matched the frame though. That's why I went for it. But it was one of the only stems I could find in that was carbon, -17 and 120. So I went for it. But I think I'm going to change to 130 soon. But the reason why I have it so much longer and lower is because I can't slam it because of the internal routing here. So I'm having to get a much lower stem to kind of compensate for that.
Is that a problem with the design of the frame?
There's two ways you can do the internal routing: through the stem here, but then also through the down tube. The down tube would have been the one that works better, but I wanted the kind of internal cabling, completely internal look. So I chose to do it through here, which is much trickier. It causes a few more issues, and it's a tight bend, and obviously with cables they don't like tight bends. There's been a few issues, but it's okay at the moment. It could run smoother, but yeah, I chose to just do that. I don't mind getting the stem that's kind of a bit higher and lower. So the bars, yeah, AliExpress as well, are 36 centimeters. So
very narrow.
Very narrow. With the shifters turned in, which a lot of people are not going to like. Just to kind of really just get that aero positioning on the bike. Because before I had like a climbing bike. I didn't have a skin suit, I didn't have anything. And then recently I was like, I kind of just don't know, I was at Hillingdon and I was just not doing very well, and I was talking to people and they were just like, just get aero everything, and I was like, okay, you know, if you can save the amount of energy you can save from running aero setup and aero frame, aero wheels, skin suit, you know, aero socks, everything, like there's no point doing marginal gains if you're just doing 1 or 2. So I thought just to do everything, and then you save like 50 watts, which is stupid.
And what sort of result has all of that had on your race results?
Good.
I know the answer.
I've done maybe 5 races on this bike, and I've won 2 of them, and I came second in another one.
Elite races.
And yeah, you can feel how much faster, especially the wheels. The wheels make a massive difference, because before I was running, I think 40 mil front and rear, and this is 82 on the back and 60 on the front. So it's a massive, massive difference, and you can really feel it, especially in the flat. They're not that great for, like, you know, technical circuits, but that's fine.
Finally, what was the total cost of the bike?
I think it was about, it blows people's minds when I say, I think it was like, it was in between 1.5 and 2, but closer to 1.5, which for a bike, looking at it like this, you can't comprehend that. For 1.5, brand new, from like a Western bike brand, you're getting nothing. I haven't weighed it with these wheels, but with the other wheels, it was 7.4. Things like the brakes have saved a massive, they've saved hundreds of grams just by the brakes. You know, compared to Ultegra, that would be 200 grams heavier, I think. But I think it's more about the aerodynamics rather than the weight, because the bike that I had before was lighter, but this bike's faster. AliExpress massive, man. Yeah.
Well, I think it's fair to say you've got a pretty good build here, but you need to know what you're doing with the parts to actually build it into something good, and you've obviously been doing a lot of research into parts that you can buy from AliExpress before building this. If you turn up to a bike shop with all of these parts, yeah, they might just turn you away.
Every single thing that I bought on here, I've researched, I've read reviews, and you know, I've done everything that I can to research it as much as I can. I've spent an embarrassing amount of time researching the parts for this bike, but you know, buying something that has reviews, you know, on AliExpress, not just buying random parts that I don't know if they're good or not. You know, people have bought all of this stuff before and it's had hundreds of reviews, so that's why I bought them. Just like with the brakes, I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't see people have reviewed them.
You got the good stuff here, look.
Oh, the good
that
stuff.
Harry knows.
Oh, yeah.
Harry knows. I'm just here to provide snacks. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. You've been providing me snacks since 2015. If you enjoyed this video, there's a playlist on my channel called Nice Bikes, full of lots of other nice bikes. So check it out. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Harry's channel, which I'll put in the description down below, where he's doing lots of short videos all about his AliExpress builds and other bike related things.
Price doesn't matter. You proved it.
Yeah. But with the help of the bike, of the wheels.
Copious amounts of EPO.
Yes, that and that. Loads of chocolate milk.